Well, good morning. Here we are, March 2025 on the Rideau Canal, Ontario, Canada. The ice just came out, most of it anyway, and I am going to do a float test on my new kayak or deck sailing canoe, however you prefer to think of it. So this is a PBK 15, finished in January. It's never touched water before, so I don't even know if I'm going to paddle it. What I'm going to do is I've got an anchor tied off to the painter. I'm going to take it out into the river, and I'm going to let it sit for about 20 minutes while I hang out in my warm car and make sure it's waterproof first and foremost, because the boat's never been in the water and it is a canvas on wood frame kayak. So it's not guaranteed that it's going to float, but I think it will. But we're going to make sure before getting into it. Let's do a bit of a walk around of the boat. Okay, 26-inch beam. There's the cockpit. Cockpit's 4 feet long. Boat is 14.5 feet length overall. Okay, there she sits at anchor in about a foot of water. Going to sit in my car for 20 minutes and come back and make sure it's dry inside. All right, that's my 20 minutes. A little bit more. Looks nice on the water. Time to go check to see if it's dry inside. Oh yeah, that's dry. That's canvas. So it's completely dry. It's been snowing too, so there's been a little bit of precipitation, but I guess not enough to get it wet. All right, I guess the next step will be for me to get in, put on my dry suit, my life jacket, and to get in and just sit in it at anchor and see how it does with a couple 100 pounds in it. These boots, these neoprene rubber boots are a bit heavy, but are not heavy, but bulky for the boat. It's interesting. It's very tender when it's completely upright, but as soon as it just heels a little bit over, then it hardens up. Bit of a V bottom, I guess. It's fairly fast. I mean, I'm going against a decent wind here. Yeah, that's a solid gust. The boat's not blowing around. No skag, no rudder. No problem getting a fairly high angle Greenland stroke. The ice edge there. Not quite as rock solid stable as I was expecting for a 26-inch beam skin on frame. You know, I thought it would be like, you know, well, completely stable, whereas it's more, you know, you definitely feel some rock. You're in control. The boat's not in control. All right, that's as far as I'm going. This boat's not going to be like a plastic boat where you can ride it up over the ice, because the skin is 10 ounce canvas, or is it 17 ounce canvas, I guess. But at any rate, that's not going to stand up well to sharp ice edges. So, and I'm not going to take it out into the middle of the river. So let's turn around, see how it turns. Well, it tracks better than it turns. That's to be expected. It's got 3 keels. Let's see how it does downwind. I think it's going to do great. Wonder if I edge it a bit, if it turns better. Yeah, a little bit, yeah. All right. This should be quick. That's the tailwind dreams are made of. Wish I had a sail. Yeah, that tracks well. If I stop paddling, then it weathercocks, which is normal for a sea kayak. As long as I keep paddling, it tracks downwind. Obviously, if I were to add a little bit of a skeg or a rudder, then it wouldn't weathercock like that. But weathercocking is not necessarily a bad thing. Ooh, ice chunks ahead. Don't want to hit those. They're good size. These little guys are not likely to be a problem. But something big like that, I suspect, could cut the skin if I was to hit it wrong. All right, so beaching, I've got to be careful. If it was sand, I'd risk putting the bow up onto the sand type of thing, or maybe, you know, sideways along the beach. But with the ice there, I definitely don't want to run her up on the beach, so I'm gonna get where it's shallow, turn upwind, then kind of anchor it in place with my paddle while I get out. There's my floating anchor line there. All right. Got in pretty smoothly. Let's see if I can repeat the process. Okay, that was a bit less graceful, but I made it. All right, there it is, my float test, March 2025. There's a look at the bottom of the boat. It handled well. It was watertight, no leaks at all. It was stable enough. Not quite as stable as I was expecting, you know, the initial stability, but the secondary stability seemed really good. You know, you'd go over so far and it would stop. Okay, so next, I feel confident I can start working on a sail rig and other mods for this, now that I know it performs its basic function as a boat, as a sea kayak or a decked sailing canoe. All right, thanks, bye.